Okay, I've roughed out these black walnut pieces, and I did this a little different. I square cut these rather than mitering them, and if I would have done this with the cherry pieces, I might not have gotten myself in trouble. The reason why is if there's no miter, and I kind of daisy chained those a little bit, or did I cut them straight? I might have cut them straight. In other words, miter, 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 miter. The problem is, or the advantage is to doing it this way, I should say, in the avoidance of the problem, I can flip this around now and make the grain match if I have to. I got wide grain on this side. I know I can see I've got a wide piece here I'm going to have to deal with. And that looks like the one piece that's kind of got the wide. I do have another advantage too. This piece was long enough I could get 5 pieces out rather than just 4. But anyway, if you make so that you can cut the miter either this way or this way, you have a better chance of mashing up the grain. Now this looks like this is going to transition real well here, and that grain's about the same. That's real good. So the only thing I'm going to have maybe a potential problem with, and I don't even know how much it's going to be, I might swap these two. Now, too bad this wasn't on this end. Now I could turn this piece over and make so it is. And now that kind of changes the configuration of the grain. Wood has what they call right hand and left hand grain, as well as running from side to side. And what that means is if you turn the piece one way, the grain looks like it's going into the wood. If you turn it the other way, it looks like it's going over the wood. So, and you can tell if you look here on the end, hopefully that shows up on the camera, the rings in the tree are going down. If I flip it over, they're coming up. And for something like this, I think I want them all going the same way, either up or down. Especially if you go across a panel. Now some guys will say alternate every other one, and whenever they cup, and they exaggerate, one goes up and one goes down, rather than having the whole piece arc one way. Another theory on that, and this one is purported by Milo Fulton. I don't know if Milo's still living, but he had a custom furniture shop over by Medina. And Milo's theory was, if you properly dry your wood, you don't need to worry about cupping. And he actually had an article in one of my woodworking magazines that I get a number of years ago, where he showed a picture of his work, an old-fashioned Pennsylvania secretary, where the fold-down lid was one wide piece of cherry, I believe it was. And he was kind of a little bit eccentric in that he had a temperature and humidity controlled room in his shop where every night he would push a piece in, and that way the wood always stayed at 6 to 8% and was very stable. So back to this wood here. I may go grab that other piece, and these really look good together. Now notice, I think I said before on one of the other videos, this inside didn't clean up on all of it, but that's okay. Excuse me. Because I'll cut my miters in this way. If I have to flip one over, then I'll have to trim it. But other than that, I'm going to stop the camera and go get that other piece.